everyone, today I am so excited, cozy, and comfortable to be talking all about movies and TV shows, but specifically for the fall season. These 10 movies/shows are the ultimate cozy, comfortable vibes, and they are my favorite things to watch literally at any point during the year, but specifically during this season, because they're just so comforting. I know I use that word a lot, but like it's so true. So since it's only like the mid to the end of September, I chose more like fun and low-key and calm movies. But when it gets closer to Halloween, if you would like me to make another one of these videos but more like thriller-like movies, let me know, because I'm not a horror girl at all. Hate horror. I mean, I love that people love it so much. My best friend is obsessed, but me, I can't. So I'm a thriller girl. Thriller is like my favorite genre other than romance. So if you would like me to do my top 10 thrillers during the October season, let me know. But for this video, just put on your favorite PJs. Like, I'm literally wearing pajamas right now. I never film videos this late, like it's 8 p.m. Like, I don't film videos at night, but I am, because this video is ultimate cozy vibes. So put on your PJs, grab your favorite blanket, come sit down with me, and let's talk comforting, cozy films for this season. Movie number 1 is a drama and based on a true story, and it is called Erin Brockovich, and the main character is played by Julia Roberts. This movie, after I watched it, my personality changed for the better. This film follows a woman named Erin Brockovich, and she is still alive and well and thriving today. Like, she's a real person. She's not Julia Roberts, but Julia Roberts did do an amazing performance, and she won an Oscar for this role, and she totally deserves it, because what the hell. But this movie follows this woman, and she is a single mother. She has, I think, like 3 kids. I can't remember, but she has a couple, and, you know, she's struggling financially, like, emotionally, and every level, and she doesn't have any help. It's just her and her kids. And one day she convinces a lawyer to let her work for his office, and she becomes a lawyer herself. It's giving Mike Ross from Suits, I know. This is all a true story though, keep in mind. And this woman ends up fighting for a huge cause. And of course, I don't want to spoil anything, but she ends up fighting for a really big cause, and she just ends up proving herself to everybody who doubted her. She proves herself, to her kids, and she sets up this great example for her kids, and she's just an icon, an absolutely amazing woman who really fought for something big and proved herself in every way possible. And it is just a wonderful film. It is a drama, but it is also funny, and it's also just so inspiring as a woman myself. Like, watching that kind of story and knowing that it's real is just amazing. Her wardrobe, by the way, the wardrobe and costume designers in this movie did amazing, because Julia Roberts looked incredible in every outfit. And I guess the main reason this movie gives me fall vibes is, I don't know, I guess it's just something so comforting about it, and something so grounded. Like, you won't feel tense during the movie, nothing like that. It's like a slow-paced drama about someone's life, but it's like so inspiring. So I guess this movie just gives me very comforting, cozy vibes, and I feel uplifted the whole time. And I don't know, maybe it's the tones in the movie, like the warm colors, that gives me fall vibes. So you should definitely watch this drama during this season. Number 2 on the list is just a given. Like, this, like, it's known that this is for the fall season, and it is Gilmore Girls. Must I say more? Yes, I have the full series on DVD, but of course I stream it on Netflix. But I bought these at a pawn shop. Guys, go to your local pawn shops. They will probably have it there, because I don't know why, but Gilmore Girls, I feel like every 2000s household had in their movie TV show collection. So I feel like now people are giving them to pawn shops, and you can find them, and that's where I found them. They were ridiculously cheap. Gilmore Girls is actually the only TV show I have on this list, so I apologize for the false title. I guess these are all movies except for this, but Gilmore Girls is honestly, like, there's no other show that you could watch to give you more fall vibes, so I guess it's okay that it's the only show on my list. But it is just ultimate autumn vibes. Basically, if you aren't aware of this show, it follows the woman named Lorelai Gilmore, and she is a young woman who was a teen mom, and she had her daughter at 16, and basically she moves to this small little village, well, town called Stars Hollow, and she restarts her whole life, and she builds it from from the ground up and raises her daughter there, and they create this really beautiful community within the people that live there. It's a really sweet town, and that's all literally you have to know. Like, it's just a show about their life and what the two women go through, and it's a light, I'd say it's more of a comedy show, but there's drama definitely. Like, it's just a really cozy show to watch during this time. Ultimately, the first season gives the most like cozy vibes, but of course it maintains throughout the series. But this is the ultimate fall season. Like, I mean, look at the colors of the season, it's a given. But obviously you can watch any episode. Season 1 is my favorite, but also I really like season 4, mainly because of Lorelai's love story and love life. Not so much Rory, but I did like a lot of those storylines in season 4, but of course I love every season. So yeah, definitely hit some Gilmore Girls. You know, I love rewatching it during this time of year, for sure. Oh my god, this movie is not talked about enough. I mean, it is talked about, but it's so underrated compared to all of the other rom-coms out there. But it is She's All That. This movie has a special place in my heart. I wish I watched it during the fall season, but it's okay, I'll probably rewatch it anyways. This movie is so cute, it's so sweet, and it's so romantic, and it's underrated. It's so underrated. This movie follows, of course, a high school storyline like all 2000s movies do, and basically this super popular guy in school is given a dare to date any girl that his best friend picks. Not dates, but takes him to prom, and the popular guy has to do this. And so his best friend, which is Paul Walker, by the way, was completely shocked by that. He chooses this random weird art girl. Her outfits are questionable and she looks crazy, and so this popular guy has to do this dare, right? So he gets to know her and, you know, starts fake dating or fake hanging out with, and soon he falls in love, of course. And so does she, and she also changes throughout the film and grows and gets a glow up, and so does he as well. I feel like mentally he gets a glow up, and by the end of the movie they're just so adorable. And I don't know, I feel like this movie is super quirky and different also from other rom-coms, and I just feel like it deserves more respect. It's so cute, loved it, and it gives me fall vibes. I don't know, I guess also because of the coloring of the scenes, and I guess the whole plot as well. This next movie will always have like a chunk of its impact in my heart, because after watching this movie, I found out that I was going to my dream college. So that's a whole separate video on this YouTube channel, but this movie I will forever remember it for that. But before I even found out I was going to my dream college, like right after the movie ended, I absolutely loved the movie and I was crying because of how good the movie was. And it is The Lake House, the most underrated movie in my opinion, and it follows Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Like, the cast is stacked. I love those two so much. I think they're long lost lovers in another universe, but anyways, that's a whole other conversation. This movie is so beautiful. I was sobbing at the end and did not expect to at all. But it is basically about these two people who lived in the same house by the lake, so it's the lake house, get it? No? Okay. It's about these two people who lived in that same house, but at different times. So basically this movie is kind of about how time overlaps. They like talk through letters, but she's like a few years either behind or before him, and he's a few years later or something like that. And it's like time overlaps itself, and they fall in love through these letters, and they want to connect, but time is the issue. What a genius storyline. And then at the end of the movie, everything connects. And I was sobbing hysterically. It was so beautiful. It just got me so much in my feels. So if you like that kind of movie where it gets you kind of thinking, but also falling in love with this relationship, these two people, I highly suggest. It's also so fall vibes, because it's like, also you'll see scenes in like New York City, and you know, they're wearing like warmer clothes. Like, it's a very like cozy movie. I was bawling, like, so beautiful. They're just trying to find each other, but they're in different times, and they're in love. Like, it's so beautiful. Number 5 is The Addams Family. This movie, and also the sequel, chef's kiss Halloween and fall movies. They are so good. No other remake or anything could live up to it. I didn't even bother watching the cartoon version because I love all of the actors who got cast for their roles. They were both in the 90s, so it's super nostalgic and just ultimate fall vibes. It's just a weird, crazy, creepy family, but it's so funny. Like, the movies are so funny. The first and second one. Highly suggest with like watching with your friends, your family. Like, some of my childhood core memories are from watching these movies with my family. Family. They're so good. The family is so weird and they're so funny. Number 6 is School of Rock. What an underrated comedy. Oh my god. One of Jack Black's like best movies in my opinion. So good. He's so funny in this movie and so are all the kids. Basically this movie is about Jack Black's character and he pretends to be a substitute teacher when he is not. He has no qualifications, no education, and he takes over a class while the teacher is away, and basically he doesn't know what to teach, right? And he needs money, he needs a job. So he ends up being a fake substitute teacher and ends up making a band out of the class of kids, and this is like a private, expensive, like rich kids kind of school, you know what I mean? And so since he's a musician or a wannabe musician, he he teaches them how to play different instruments and they turn into a band called the School of Rock, and they end up going to like a little competition concert thingy at the end of the movie, and it is so funny. It's so crazy and so interesting, and the kids are so cute. Such a good movie, and it's perfect for autumn time because again, school I associate with fall. Highly recommend. So funny. Number 7 is Set It Up. This is such a cute rom-com, and in my opinion it is better than Glenn Powell's newest rom-com, Anyone But You. Although I did like that one, Set It Up is so much cuter, so much funnier and cozier and all of the things, and it's so underrated, so I'm here to spread the love for it. But Set It Up is about these two people, this girl and boy, man and woman. They are assistants in the same building but for two different bosses, and they have like, these two assistants have no lives. Like they're always controlled by their boss, take care of every little thing, and so they both want to live a little bit, the assistants. So they team up and try to set up their bosses in a relationship so that they could let off the assistants' lives a little bit and they could live a little. But instead of that, I mean, they do set up their bosses, but they, the assistants, end up falling in love. Of course. Those two characters are so lovable, so cute, so funny. Like I fell in love with both of them and they are so cute. So I definitely recommend this movie. I feel like also because this movie is such a workplace based film that it gives me autumn season vibes. I don't know, that's just how my brain works. Number 8 is such a hit or miss movie for many people, and when I watched it for the first time I was underwhelmed, but now that I'm older I have so much love for it, and it just tells me how much Jennifer Aniston never misses. But it is The Breakup. This is the 2006 film. It's a comedy drama, but basically it is that realistic movie that doesn't have the ending that you would like, or the storyline that you would like. And basically Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn's characters, they are a couple, and you know, they fell in love at one point and now they live together in the same apartment and they're a couple, but over the years they've grown apart emotionally and you know they just don't connect anymore. And so Jennifer Aniston's character finally for once stands up for herself and tells him how she doesn't like how he treats her, doesn't like how he doesn't care about this and that, and he fights back and says what he doesn't like, and she comes to terms that, you know, she wants to break up, she wants a break. And basically the whole movie takes you through this breakup and the harshness of it and, you know, the non-rom-com view of it. And it's so beautiful because it really shows you how sometimes human relationships turn out and that's okay. And so this is like the more realistic raw side of it, of like what goes on with certain couples and when two people aren't meant for each other or are no longer compatible. And I think it's a really wonderful movie for any woman or man to watch, especially during their young years. Like me, I'm 18 and now I have so much respect for it, and it gives me a different view for future relationships that I might have because I've gained so much knowledge from that film, if that makes sense. And I feel like it just deserves more recognition, so I wanted to recommend it here. And since the movie is so like underwhelming when it comes to the storyline and the you know, there's no like big grand romantic gesture, there's no like proper traditional happy ending, it's very realistic, and I feel like that's why this movie is perfect for like a cozy time because it's so calm and you can learn a lot from it, if that makes sense. Like I feel like this movie and Erin Brockovich are such inspiring movies in ways, and I feel like it's really good for this season. I don't know. Number 9 is Legally Blonde. Oh my god, the most classic, most famous Reese Witherspoon movie. If you haven't seen this movie, then you got to, especially if you're a girl, a woman, but of course anybody can watch it. But Legally Blonde, it just gives me fall vibes because it's so law-based, like studying and college and all that, so I feel like this is a perfect movie to watch during September, October time. It is, if you don't know, it's about this girl, Elle Woods, who, you know, grew up rich and spoiled and just kind of like with no passion, real passion in life. Like, she was just always like chasing after the next guy and the next new shoes that come out and, you know, the next new purse that you can buy. And so now she finally wants to get back at this guy by going to Harvard as well and educating herself to become a lawyer herself. And this girl, like, she never cared about education. She never cared about even reading a book. So this was a whole new change for her, but it's honestly so inspiring. It's a comedy, but it's so inspiring, and so many women have actually become real life lawyers because of this character. And she's just so iconic, like with her pink outfits and her cute little dog, and like she shocks everyone at Harvard because she's so different, but she's also just as successful, if not more. So I highly suggest this movie. And the last one is 10 Things I Hate About You. Such a cute, nostalgic 90s rom-com. I love it so much, and I feel like it's more of a fall rom-com just because it's a 90s movie. I don't know why, but 90s give me autumn vibes. That's just, again, how I think. It's so cute, and this movie, again, is high school based, and it is about this guy who ends up fake dating, again, this girl, but he ends up falling in love with her, and he takes her to the prom and all this stuff, but he ends up falling for her and she ends up falling for him, and she's like the cool, like stubborn, closed off girl, and he's like this popular, like too cool for school guy. So it's like a different kind of dynamic. It's different, it's classic, and of course there's a super iconic scene in a classroom near the end of the movie where she, you know what, I'll leave that up to your imagination if you haven't watched it yet, but it is so cute and I highly recommend. And of course Heath Ledger is in the movie, and we love Heath Ledger. Okay, before we close out this video, I just want to give some honorable mentions because I didn't want to put these in the list because I haven't watched them for myself. But these 3 movies I want to watch during the fall season because I haven't yet. And from what the internet tells me and from what people in my life tell me, they are so good, so impactful, so classic, but also good for this time of year. So if you want to watch these also, you can. But my plan is to watch When Harry Met Sally, which is a really, really cute classic rom-com. And then I want to watch 2 of Robin Williams movies because I love him and I am really getting into his movies, and I would love to watch Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon as well, and Dead Poets Society. That's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for sitting down with me and talking all about movies and shows, since it is where my passion lies. But let me know down below what you will be watching during this season. What have you watched? Would you recommend anything else for me? Please talk, let me know, and yeah. Enjoy the cozy season, get yourself a pumpkin spice latte, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!